What's up, guys? It's your boy. Hello, hello. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the chat. It's Joe Troyer. Just got back from the gym a little bit ago, looking a little rough. We'll make sure, stop recording, Usman. We'll make sure that I turn it off before we start recording here. How you guys doing today? How's my audio? Is it all right? Somebody told me a tip with my little mic here. I used to have it tilted down, and they said with how these work, that like basically this whole thing should be tilted up, and that it would work a lot better, and the audio would be a lot better. So I just got. All right, all right. Welcome everybody to yet another AMA session. Super excited to have each and every one of you guys on the call. For those of you guys that are here live with me, it's a pleasure having you guys, and it's been cool just hanging out with you guys here live before the AMA started. For those of you guys that would like to chat with me live, kind of this is one of your big opportunities to do that. So the first question that we have here says, I have a client with over 80 different locations. Do you suggest creating an interior page on his website, right? He's asking for and adding for each location, adding the NAP, the name, address, phone number, and embedding a Google map, etc., to rank for local search. If yes, is there a quick way to create these pages? Do you have any other suggestions? So, guys, I call these local city pages. When you pick up a local SEO client, when you pick up a local marketing client, when you run even a pay-per-call campaign and you're ranking in Google, and that's one of the ways that you're going to drive traffic, you 100% should be building out local city pages. Okay, and all that these are, folks, are pages designed to rank for city plus, right, or location, city/location plus, right, keyword phrase, right? So if your client's business, for example, is in West Palm Beach, you also would want to rank for their surrounding cities, not just West Palm Beach, right? You'd want to rank for Jupiter and Juneau, right? You'd want to rank for North Palm Beach. You'd want to rank for Riviera Beach. You'd want to rank for Lake Park. And so the thing is that everybody's going to be competing for that big city, right? The main city, so to speak, the city with all of the population. Okay, so one of the things that we do whenever we run any type of local search campaign is we 100% build these out. Okay, and it can be a very easy win for us to start ranking these pages. So yes, we 100% do this. And in fact, I would say that when it comes to local search campaigns, these are high priority. Okay, these are things that don't take a lot of work and will get a big return on investment. Okay, and even when a site is already established, right, and you're not starting from scratch, these are a win too. Because if a site's already established, already has authority, right, to rank for, when you're already ranking for West Palm Beach, you know, personal injury attorney, for example, if you're already ranking for that, you're going to be able to rank for a city of 10, 20, 30, 50,000 people very, very easy because you already put in the legwork to rank for West Palm Beach. Okay, so no matter if it's a brand new site or it's an existing site that's already got good rankings, it doesn't matter. Either way, you should 100% be implementing this, and it should be a high priority for any type of local search campaigns. Okay, so when it comes to these, there's lots of what you call page builders out there. And what I mean by that is you can put in some spin syntax and you can put in some cities and you can tell the tools what you want it to do, and it'll go spin up 100, 200, 1,000, 5,000, 50,000 even pages on a WordPress install, and it will dynamically create all of that content. What I want you to ask yourself, though, is does that look natural? Does that look natural? Does it look natural for all those pages to be built out and to be so similar? And folks, at the end of the day, the answer is no. It's 100% a resounding no. And if it's a pay-per-call site, guys, and you want to be aggressive with it, that's fine, right? But if it's a client site, right, like in this scenario, right, I have a client with over 80 different locations, right? And the question is there a quick way, right? Is kind of one of the parts. There's really no quick way to do it legitimately and to do it well. Okay, and if I'm doing this for a client, I'm going to be doing it legitimately, I'm going to be doing it well, and I'm not going to be too aggressive with it, right? And the reason that I'm not going to be too aggressive is I don't ever want anything to backfire on a client of mine that is paying me to help them with their marketing. For those of you guys joining live, does that make sense, right? That makes sense to you. Okay, so instead what I would do is I would educate the customer on why this is an amazing ploy, right? Why this is an amazing tactic and how we're going to help them implement it. And I would talk up the value of this, and then I would stretch that out over a certain amount of months and make that part of your marketing plan for them. Like, bring them up to speed. Don't hide that you're going to do it and all of a sudden, boop, 80 pages are up, right? I wouldn't do that. Show them the value of what you're going to do is, right? Get them to buy into that plan, right? And then drip that out. Okay, so I wouldn't, to recap here, I would not build these out fast or in a mass page / post type of situation with a paying client. Okay, if you know the risks and it's your site and you're a pay-per-call, kind of ninja or affiliate marketing ninja, and you want to do this as part of your greater portfolio, you got a lot of assets that are very white hat, and you want to, push some assets into kind of gray hat or more aggressive. It's not even really gray hat, just more aggressive techniques. Then go for it, right? It's like the stock market, and it's like investing, right? And it's hedging your bets and having a diverse portfolio, no problem. I just believe that if you're helping consult with a local business or any type of business, that you shouldn't be uberly aggressive on their behalf. Okay, so we 100% want to have a page for each location, and we want to have a name, address, and phone number on each. We definitely want to embed a Google map as well. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll share with you guys kind of my template and how I do this. So all right, so I'm typically going to, I guess kind of just rule of thumb, right? Like in a best case scenario, I'm gonna build out a page like locations, right? If there's gonna be a lot of location pages, I'm gonna build out a locations page, okay? And this page is gonna simply have a list of all locations. Okay, and then this is going to link out to each and every one of my location pages. A lot of people, what I see them do is they build out all the location pages. So it's like / West Palm Beach, / Jupiter, / North Palm Beach, / next city, / next city. But then they never build any inbound links to all those pages. And what that means is that they end up with pages on their website, city pages, right? That are all optimized for Google, but they don't have any internal links to them. So they're never going to get indexed unless you build links to them. And if you build some links and the links fall off and Google goes and keeps crawling your site like they always do, right, that's going to drop out of the index. And if it drops out of the index, it means it's no longer going to rank anymore. Okay, so you never want any abandoned or aborted pages, right? Where you're no longer linking to one of those pages. So I've seen a lot of people make location pages that have no links to them, right? So there is no locations page with a list of all the locations and links to them. Okay, so you always want to have something like this. If you have like 200 locations, you probably want to group these into like maybe parts of the country. You know, the Northeast branches, right? The Southeast branches, the Midwest, right? The Northwest, the North, I don't know, the Southwest, right? But you could break these into 4 or 5 different location pages then if you wanted. You don't want this to look unnatural again. Okay, but lots of big corporate kind of corporate businesses do this, right? They have location finders that list all of their 5,000 locations across the United States. So it's not a problem doing it. It's just you want it to look natural. Okay, so you're gonna do that. So you're gonna make then pages, okay, that are /city. Okay, so you're gonna have yourdomain.com and your customersdomain.com/city, right? So mypersonalinjuryattorney.com/North Palm Beach. And guys, I wouldn't put any hyphens in there. I just make it nice and simple in a perfect world. Then on that page, guys, I'm gonna optimize this page for typically 3 to 4, I would say like tier 1 keyword phrases. So this can include multiple variations and small tweaks to the keyword phrases, right? That we want to go after, but really we're only going to be able to get in 3 to 4 major keywords. So in terms of like personal injury, we could go after city and personal injury. We could go after city and truck accident. We could go after car accident, right? Tractor trailer accident. Right, and so we're at 3 variations there. We could optimize one title tag to be very optimized and to rank for all of those just by simply fitting them all into the title tag. Okay, from there then what I would do is I would have, I'd have probably an H3 for each of the keyword phrases. Okay, and then I'd have 150 to probably 200 words about each one of these, about each headline. Okay. Lastly, I build in some images, right? And I would sprinkle these throughout the pages. And these images build in or add, let's say add instead of build in, it makes a little more sense. Add images to page, and we're going to say add optimized images to page. So we're going to add alt text in there. They're going to be relevant to car accidents in the area, and we're going to geotag them. And we're going to geotag them, folks, to the location that we're going after, the city that we're going after. Okay, then we'll want to include the name, address, and phone number for that location, and then embed a Google map as well. Okay, so if we're going after 3 to 4 keyword phrases, right, we're gonna have 3 to 4 H1s and a paragraph under each one of them, right, of text talking about the services they offer and what they do and why they're better than everybody else. Okay, so this is exactly how I build out my local city pages. And whenever I bring on a client and we're gonna build out local city pages, I kind of build out a template, okay? And our team spends 10 or 15 minutes in a meeting coming up with the template. What keyword phrases are we going to go after, right? What are the template variations, right? What are all the cities that we're going to do it for, right? What kind of images do we want to use, right? What kind of relevant photos could we add? We'll take the client's photos, see what they got on their site, and then we'll go hunting for other photos, right? Then we got to pull in the name, address, and phone number, and we'll want to embed a Google map. Okay, but we'll do all that research real quick together and kind of come up with a couple of variations of this template. And then we'll roll out like we talked about. We'll add in, 3 or 4 of these location pages every month as a deliverable to our client. Okay, so that it isn't, 80 locations going in overnight. Okay, so I hope that this makes sense to you guys. This is exactly how we build out local city pages. I've done a case study in the past, guys, where we added quite literally $15,000 of business to a local business, right? A local service-based business in quite literally 45 days just by adding a couple of local city pages, right? This technique is uber powerful, and you guys should be doing this as part of your deliverable if you guys are working right in the local SEO kind of market, so to speak. All right, so next question we got here. Hello, Joe. I've been following you for several years. Well, that's absolutely fantastic. He says, in 2019, is it better to be a generalist, finding opportunities wherever you find them, or enter a niche for pay-per-call? Thanks for sharing such great information. Well, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Let's see if we can't add some value back for you. All right, so at the end of the day, guys, I think that you always want to be a specialist. Don't get me wrong. Like you can have a front end product that applies to the masses, right? But where you spend your time, effort, and money should be methodical, right? You should have that sniper approach when people are coming in saying, that's a good customer. I can help that customer. I have a campaign that I know is going to work for that customer, right? And you should be intentional with that instead of just running amok, so to speak, and creating a mess. Okay, at the end of the day, for every niche that you want to go after, understand that there's a lot of initial work that has to be done for every niche that you choose to go after. So in this specific example, they asked about pay-per-call. Okay, so we'll keep it kind of pay-per-call specific, but understand that this is a question that applies to basically all sorts of digital marketing. And it really applies to everything outside of digital marketing too. So this is a big lesson. So every time you make a decision like this, understand that you have a lot of work to do. In digital marketing and pay-per-call, you got to do your keyword research. Okay, you got to do your offer research. If you're going to run pay-per-call, you got to do a Google Ads campaign build out. Okay, you're going to have to start with a brand new domain. So your quality score when you start is going to be 0, right? Which means you're going to be paying through the nose, right? You're going to be paying a high cost per click. And so you're going to have to wait through that, right? And over your first week, that quality score will start to go up. In the second week, it'll go up even more. And when the quality scores up, goes up, your cost per click is going to start to fall, right? You're going to find out keywords are working, aka which ones are driving you calls, but not just which keywords are driving you calls, but which keywords are actually bringing you real clients. Then past that, okay, now you got to start getting into SEO. So now you got a bunch of costs associated with expanding and going after SEO. And I'm talking about on-page, website build. I'm talking about off-page with backlinks. So understand that like this is just the start, right? This is just some of the things that we have to do as digital marketers. And folks, this is going to apply for every niche that we decide to go after. And we didn't even talk about sales, right? We got to learn the jargon. We got to learn what's important to a specific niche. We got to learn about the sales process, right? So I believe in this day and age that you need to be a specialist. That doesn't mean that you don't have a front-end product that applies to everybody and you're just cautious who you upsell so that you don't have to do this 30, 40 different times every single month and reinvent the wheel. Does this make sense to everybody? So here's the thing, like once you go through and you do this work, the next time, do you need to do keyword research? When you sell somebody in the same niche? No. Do you need to do offer research? Well, you may need to. You may need to go back and figure out what other offers you could split test so that you have a better result. But once you're in the niche 3 or 4 times and you test a bunch of good offers, you know what the offer needs to be. So that's done, the keyword research done. And once you do that, and you've done this 4, 5, 6, 10 times, right? You're not going to have to build out a Google Ads campaign from scratch, right? You're going to have a pre-canned campaign ready to go that just needs some tweaking. You're going to have to change out the geo-targeting with every new client. You might have to change out some wording with every client, but that's it. You're still going to have the quality score issue of starting from scratch, but you're going to be way ahead of the game because you already know what keywords are working, which keywords are going to bring you the real clients, right? And you're going to be basically ready to go right into the SEO market pretty quickly if that's where you want to go. Does that make sense to everybody? So at the end of the day, I 100% believe, for those of you guys joining me live, does that make sense? I 100% believe that you need to be a specialist in today's market. Okay, you can make 6 figures being a generalist if you have a really good front in the door product. I think it's going to be hard to make more than that in most circumstances as a generalist. I think to scale and for sanity, you need to become a specialist. All right, good stuff. What's up, Chris Vise? Good to see you, brother. All right, so the next question that we have is, let's see. Joe, thanks for your solid ongoing mastermind AMA. So what he's really saying is the AMAs that we hold each and every week that you guys are on live if you're attending right now on GoTo. What do you think about the overall prospect of opening a local video agency? So local video agency with, of course, the objective of boosting client revenues through, and they forgot a space there, but we'll fix it for them, through visibility, branding, conversions, etc. All right, so video agency. All right, so at the end of the day, I think that a video agency can work. For me, guys, if I was gonna build an agency though, specifically focused on video, I wouldn't, how do I word this? I wouldn't rely solely on organic video rankings. Okay, because again, SEO can be hit or miss. And I'm already niched down so far. I'm in video ranking, right? Like I don't have much room for error there. So for me, I would have no problem selling organic video rankings as part of a bigger package, but I probably wouldn't sell it alone, at least long-term, maybe short-term, but maybe if I was in a pinch for some cash. But personally, just thinking this through, guys, what would get me more excited and what I think would get the prospect more excited would be to focus on running YouTube in-stream ads in their local market. And essentially, guys, at the end of the day, probably how I would pitch this or talk about this is talk about the branding effect that TV ads or TV commercials have right? And I get them to buy into, yeah, they're sexy, right? I love seeing myself on TV. That would be amazing, right? But then I'd start talking about the problems. So it costs a lot of money. The targeting sucks. And you don't know how many people actually saw it. Plus, you can't track it. right? So I'd build this beautiful kind of painting and vision, right, of how amazing it would be, right, if they could run TV commercials in their business, right? And obviously I'm speaking to somebody here and I'm assuming that they're not already running TV commercials, right? So I get them to envision themselves in that product. Man, yeah, that would be amazing, right? Your friend calls you up and is like, man, you must be freaking killing it, right? I see you all over TV. What are you doing? We got to meet up for coffee, right? Your customers, right? Your repeat customers are saying, hey, man, we're seeing you everywhere. Yeah, we're coming back in to shop again. The cool thing, guys, with YouTube ads is that like every one of these problems with YouTube ads really solve, right? So for example, like guys, these problems, let's just go against each one. Cost a lot of money. So YouTube ads don't cost a lot of money. So let's say don't cost a lot of money. In fact, on like a campaign that I just ran last month, 2.5 cents per view was my average cost. Okay, targeting definitely does not suck. Okay, so targeting doesn't suck. So I would target, for example, if this was like a local market, for example, I would target like media outlets, like TV, magazines, like the places that have all the viewership already. And then I would geo-target from there, right? So then I'd say I only want to show my ads in this area, which we can do through YouTube. And then we can break it down even more. So then we can layer over demographic targeting. So we can say we only want people that have an income over this, right, to see it. Or we only want males over 50 or males and females over 35 to see it. So we can get really, really specific with our targeting, right? And then we know how many people actually saw it and we can 100% track it. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? So this would be like a cold traffic strategy, right? In market, so to speak, in a local market where we are going after and targeting media outlets through geo-targeting and through demographic targeting, okay? And then showing a YouTube ad. And I would probably have two options here. Either we can like do an onset type of video creation with them, if that's something that you have and that you're set up for. If that's something not that you want to do, you could just use something like Strategic Marketer or Real Strategic's ad video platform to create these YouTube ads, right? I believe that they call them offer ads. Okay. So somebody says omni targeting. So no, not omni targeting. This is cold traffic, right? Not warm traffic. And I would sell this all day long, just the marketing side of it, right? Cold traffic through YouTube ads at $1,000 a month. Frankie Allen says, Joe Troyer, you are on fire today. Okay, so guys, this works, right? Like, is $1,000 a month in your pocket gonna work every single time? No, it's gonna depend on the niche, right? Is it gonna work in a small little rural, neighborhood, right? And no population, and somebody forgot about it, Wisconsin? No, of course not, right? But if you go after the right prospects, this is an easy win. Right, so earlier on in this AMA webinar, if you're watching this whole thing live with me, we were talking about personal injury attorneys. Guys, for those of you guys on with me live, give me a 3 if a personal injury attorney would pay $1,000 a month for you to do this in their local area. Yeah, all freaking day long. Yeah, Michael says 3, Frankie says 3 all day. Yep. At freaking 2.5 cents a view? Of course, they're running TV ads, guys, in the one single spot, one single segment is costing thousands of dollars, right? Think they'll give you 1,000 to run it at, 2.5 cents a view with all the tracking and all the benefits? Of course they will. Okay, so if I was gonna run a video agency, this is how I would go about it. If they then, right, want to do more, right, we could up the YouTube ad spend. We could do some more video ad creation and get some more revenue out of them that way if they want to scale up and do some more. But then if you wanted to, you could tack on, right, and you could start running, for example, organic YouTube, right, and helping them rank organically. I think the other kind of upsell that immediately comes to mind is the omni targeting, right? So hitting all of the platforms then with retargeting, right? Once you've brought in some cold traffic for them, that's just gonna help your results be even better and all of their marketing initiatives be even stronger. So that's kind of a no-brainer upsell opportunity right there. So if I were you, this is exactly how I would build the video agency, just kind of me thinking through it. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some direction. And let me know if you have any questions. Happy to help. All right, so next question says, I had Google delete 2 of my Gmail accounts or Google accounts, which had my YouTube channels, about 800 videos. They said I violated their rules for YouTube. Do you have a suggestion for this? I mean, at the end of the day, what you did was annoying to YouTube, right? Like, let's just be honest. I'm not saying anything was wrong with that. I'm not saying I've never done anything like that, right? I've taught people how to get a lot of rankings and how to use YouTube channels, right? And frankly, guys, like tactics like this, like they're not really gray hat or black hat. They're not like you're hacking YouTube and injecting code or malware or anything crazy like that, right? But at the end of the day, at the highest level, like just to be blunt, like you're being annoying to YouTube, right? So what's gonna happen is someone's gonna get fed up, right? And somebody probably in the local market that's gonna get fed up, and then they're gonna start reporting your channel. And once that channel gets reported a couple times, it's gonna have a target on its back. Okay, so there really is no way around this, right? Like you just want to diversify your risks as much as you can, right? So maybe don't have 800 videos on 2 channels, right? Maybe you only do 100 videos on a channel, or you just say screw it and do 800 videos on 1 channel and know that when it happens that you're gonna have to rebuild another one. But like, to be frank, at the end of the day, again, know that you're annoying YouTube. Do they want people abusing their platform like that? No. So I guess for me, like, I'm sorry, I can't really help you. If anything, what I want to do though is give you a little bit of a perspective shift, right? And it's not like I'm some super clean white hat guy, right? Like I still will implement some grayish techniques, right? But I know the risk of what I'm getting into. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a 5 if you're joining me live and that makes sense, right? I'm not saying don't do it, just know the risks. And like, frankly, like there's no way around, there's no way to deceiving YouTube so they don't know that you have 800 videos with 3 views on each of them, right? Like they're gonna know that. And when you get reported, they're going to take care of you, right? Like that's just to be expected, so to speak. So if I can pass upon anything, it's just I think you need to change your perspective a little bit, right? So go do it again or choose not to do it again, right? But the decision's up to you. All right, so next up we got a question here from Troy. Troy says, what transcription service do you use to transcribe your YouTube videos? I need an option, thanks. So this is a great question. And I say that because every day we have a YouTube video released at 9 a.m. Eastern, and then this gets embedded on the blog every day, right? That same video that drops gets embedded on the blog, and then below it, below embed, we add the transcription. So up in, actually right now, still, I was gonna say up until today or up until yesterday, but right now we're still using rev.com. And folks, to be frank, we're spending a lot of money with Rev. I think it's 1V, not 2. Let me double check here. Yeah, so rev.com. And with Rev, you're looking at $1 per minute. Okay, per week, guys, somewhere around probably an hour and a half to 2 hours of video, we are getting transcribed. So 60 to 90 minutes, let's say. So it's 60 to 90 bucks a week. We are testing out, Rev has, I believe it's a sister company called Temi. Let me find it here for you guys, sorry. Temi, Transcription, and it's a kind of AI type of approach. I believe they're sister companies. I don't think that they're the same company. And we're in the middle of testing them. So Temi.com, and they cost, guys, because it's not done by humans, right? It's all AI. They cost 10 cents per minute. Okay, so with this option, guys, we do quite literally zero editing, right? We don't do anything. We just take the transcription and put it on the blog and schedule it, and we're done with it. With Temi, we have to read through it, right, and look for anything that it didn't catch, right, or something that looks funny, and we have to edit it. Okay, so depending on your budget and your want or need to be perfect, as well as kind of your want or need for an editor or somebody to go back through it, I think your needs will be a little different, right? I think Temi's probably, I would say, 95% accurate from what I've seen so far, so it's very promising. And for me, we're definitely looking at moving to Temi and just doing kind of a double check, so to speak, in terms of QA before we actually post or schedule our content. Okay, so I would definitely check out the this YouTube transcription service, either Rev, okay, or Temi. And it looks like right now that we're going to be rolling forward and moving forward with Temi.com. And we're not just using it for YouTube. We quite literally are using it to transcribe webinars, using it to transcribe any type of video, not just obviously YouTube, or any type of audio as well. So that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us on yet another AMA session, another Wednesday. Have a freaking fantastic week.